Hi, welcome to Citizen Survival Plan. My name is John, and in today's video, we are going to talk about when radio is not the answer. So, Citizen Survival Plan isn't just a YouTube channel, we are a radio programming service also. People will call or email the radio programming side of this, and they will ask me, I have a daughter or a son or something in college, and they're 2 states over, they're 600 miles away, and I need to get in touch with them. I need to be able to communicate with them in an emergency. And a lot of times, as radio people, we always just shoot right to radio and go, oh, you need HF, you need all this equipment, and you need all this stuff. But we're also a prepping channel and getting the information out that could benefit you and help you. And sometimes telling people just to get HF equipment isn't beneficial. Here's the problem with telling average people who are just preparing, looking for emergency communications just to buy HF stuff. Well, first of all, you need a ham license, and your daughter or son or whoever's out there 600 miles away, they need to also study and get their ham license. So you have 2 people who are going to now need to go get a license. And when I tell people this, their eyes just glaze over, or you could hear their voice on the phone. They're just over it. They don't want to mess with it, and they just want to buy like a device that will just emergency communicate throughout the universe. Like, this radio is a UHF VHF radio, and it is capable, radio to radio about 5 or 10 miles maybe. And if you're jumping on repeaters, you can go out to 100 miles. That is the maximum capability of either this, or even if you have like one of these bow things, it's all the same. They're UHF, VHF, and there's a big discussion. Oh, what radio is the best? What is the best UHF, VHF radio? What's going to go the furthest? They're really all the same. Mine that I sell in my store have a little bit of additional power that can help you around town and stuff, but for the most part, they're all going to be limited to 100 miles. So what I end up telling people is to get satellite communications. And if you ever watched this channel before, we always talk about height is might. Well, nothing's higher than a satellite beaming its signal down onto Earth. I mean, you can bounce your signal wherever you want it to go. If I were to get something to replace HF and I wasn't a ham operator and somebody asked me this question, this is what I tell them. Get a Spot X. And people are going to go, oh, it's like $250 and it's got a monthly plan. Wait till you start buying HF equipment and you're a ham and you've gotten your license. You will spend thousands of dollars on HF antennas, radios, setups, and you have to take that test and become a ham operator. And so does the person that you're communicating with, is the problem. With this, you buy it, it's like $11 a month, or you can get better plans, but the basic one's like $11 a month. And the device is like between $200 and $250. Trust me, if you get into ham radio and you start doing HF stuff, you are going to spend a lot more than that. Another thing I want you to understand about HF with ham radio is it's not perfect. And experienced ham radio operators could spend hours or days or weeks trying to reach one particular spot. HF can be random. There's skip zones, the way the signal bounces and comes back down off the ionosphere, and it requires a lot of patience, time, and learning to do this. I know people are going to think this might be like an ad for these Spot X devices. I have nothing to do with Spot X. They don't know I'm making this video or know me. They have no idea who I am. I simply take information that you need to know and try and push you in the best direction that I can. And for this is my opinion, and I think this is the best way to do it. Another thing I see that I want you to ignore currently, or until they can start using satellite technology, is these push-to-talk over cellular networks. While there's a million different brands and types of these things, and everyone's got one, they route their signal via the cell network. And I see a lot of the advertising where they can, communicate across the country. It's nothing special. They're just going through a cell network, and you already have a cell phone. They have the ability to be a little bit more reliable in some cases, but for the most part, they are just push-to-talk cell phones. So, to wrap it up, in my opinion, if you really want some good local communications, to use ham and GMRS. Ham to listen, you can buy a GMRS license and use the GMRS repeaters on these UHF VHF radios. Or if you need to communicate really far and you're not a ham, get a satellite communicator. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.